Welcome back to Stony Creek. I hope you've had a good week. This week's update is primarily just about the Yeomans Plow and how I've used it in two areas. I've used it on a paddock with the coulters and the tines ripping through, and then I've also used it in the pig area without the coulters on, and I've just used it to rip and plough up an area. And you'll see later on how the results of the pig area and the results in this paddock as well. So I hope you enjoy, have a great week, and we'll see you next time. It's time to get the good old Yeomans out and do some yeoman ploughing. So I've just put it on the 3-point linkage and setting it up. I like to have it so that the main frame is both vertical in the two planes, vertical and horizontal, sitting as level as I can sight it in. I think it needs to just come up a little bit at the front and we should be good to go. The tractor's fueled up, all the tyre pressures are checked, the tyre pressures on the Yeomans are done, everything looking fine apart from all the rust, but it's still a pretty solid machine. So I'll head out into the paddock and do some surveying and marking on the ground where the contour lays, and I'll follow suit with the plough across the contour and then put some seed in and harrow it and get it going again, the paddock. That's most of the paddock done. I've just got down another third to go probably, but these are the lines on contour, and I try and do them every 7 to 8 steps apart, and as I travel down the hill that gives me 3 goes with the staff at different heights on the staff based on the height of my tripod in the centre line of the 3. And it's deceiving when you look at a paddock and you look down the hill. You think you can see the contour, but it actually runs all over the place. So it's quite funny when you go back where you thought the contour ran. When I originally did these paddocks, I just eyed it, and you can still see some of the plough lines when I ran through originally, which is just over a year ago, and I'm not far off eyeballing it, but this is a lot more accurate using the laser level. Gives you confidence that you're on the right contour. And I think it is important, especially when you're on an escarpment where you've got a large catchment area behind you. And I have seen water just sheet across this paddock, well, across all our downhill paddocks down to the creek. And this is probably the best time to do it with not much ground cover. This is a paddock that I kept the cows in for over a month, just to give some of our other paddocks a rest. But there's only so long you can keep them all in one paddock without doing too much damage to it, and the cows and the sheep complaining too much. But as you can see down the bottom there, I've got a few different lines to follow. So it's high over on the right hand side, and then it dips down the bottom and then comes back up on the left hand side. So there's a natural little gully down the bottom here that holds water when we get a lot of rain. So this will work out well. This is the result of ploughing the paddock on contour with the Yeomans Plow. As you can see, it squiggles around the contour there, and still really nice moisture in the ground. I'm just going to dribble some seed down these plough lines, just some oats. We're just at the start of August. It's a little bit late for sowing oats, but at least we'll get some root in the ground and a little bit of cover coming up. And it's cut the ground really nice and left very little disturbance. So it's a great tool, good time to do it before spring and our summer rains. You can see it continuing down the hill. I've left a little bit more of a gap than I usually do in between the plough lines, as more of an experiment. Last time I did it in this paddock, I basically had a plough line and then left about the 400 or 500 in between the tines, and then did another plough line. But I've left a full tractor and a half width apart in most of it. Where it gets a little bit steeper, I've gone a little bit closer. There's no particular rhyme or reason, it's just an experiment, but we'll see how it turns out. But I'll continue and do a few more paddocks before summer comes through. It does a good job of cutting through these sedges. And we'll see how it all comes up. I've taken the coulters off the front of the Yeomans Plow because it was just getting stuck up with all these. I'm not sure what this plant is called. It's like a serrated, has horrible serrated leaves, and it's not serrated tussock, it's a sedge of some sort, I think. I heard someone call it, and the pigs didn't do much around it, and this was right in this area here was a lot of that sedge. So I'm just going through and breaking it all up, and this area here was as sort of outgrown with the sedges here, and it's a sign of compaction. And this is an area that sort of stagnates a bit when it gets wet. Water will just sit here. There's a few hollows, but I've just been running backwards and forwards with the Yeoman and breaking it all up, and it's probably nearly at a point where I could run over it with the grass harrows. I've just got to use what I've got. No one else, none of the neighbours have anything that I could use, so I'll just use what I've got, and this is what I'm trying to do. And then sow it all down, and then run over it some more with the harrows. Not all of these sedges are coming out, and there'll be the odd one here and there. Hopefully it just reduces the population of these sedges and we can grow better plants and improve this soil. I've got a worm casting mix to spread around on here as well, and then set up the irrigation, which reminds me I must go and do that. I'll spend another hour, I think, on here with the Yeoman's Plow, and then go and move my sprinklers. It's taken a while, a couple of hours of juddering around, just standing up. My back's a bit sore now, but it's done a great job. It's in the first paddock, it's done a really good job because the soil was a lot drier and it broke up a lot easier, and I got quite a good finish in here. And also in the top area of this paddock, the bottom area, which is a lot damper, I'll need another going over, but I'll do that when I sow the seed in here. I don't particularly like turning the soil over like this, but even in permaculture there comes a time when you've got to do a drastic change to improve the soil. So hopefully this will turn out really good. I've got the boss helping and this is my seed mix that I've got down here. You can see it's predominantly oats, but there's 15 other species in there as well. And we're just hand broadcasting, and we'll see what it looks like. So this is the old pig area that we've renovated a bit, and we've sown down seed. I'm just in the process of watering the first area, which is exciting because it was such a mess, this area here. I've done a number on ploughing it over, and I've done as best as I can to renovate it, and I've got the sprinklers going now, so it takes 3 goes with the sprinkler. I think I'm getting to the back there, which will be good if I don't have to do it again, because then I'll move the sprinklers into the first pig area in there, and that'll take 2 goes in there. And I'll let it dry out a bit before I run over it with spray with the worm juice. But that will be exciting in another couple of weeks once we see some germination, because we're getting beautiful warm days. The nights are cold, and early mornings I think it was 9:30 this morning, and it was up to 16 degrees from -2. So we're getting there.